can you confirm your first and last name for me? Of course, I know who you are, but we're here to go over test results, right? Gotcha. Take a seat right there for me. I'll get your vital signs. Leanna, the PA, will begin to talk to you. I know it hasn't been that long since I last saw you, but no changes to pharmacy and no changes to insurance. Best number to reach you at? Okay. Any new changes since we last saw you a few days ago? Let me just kind of update everything here. You still have them, but they're not as uncomfortable as they were. Gotcha. I will be sure to put that in your chart. Let's get those vital signs for you so you can go see another PA. Let's put some sanitizer real quick. Alright, if you wouldn't mind keeping your feet flat on the ground. Just gonna reach over you there. Seem secure? Good. It's a very busy day in clinic today. Blood pressure is good. I am clearly having a day today. Put this right here. We'll get your temperature going. Sure. Okay. Perfect. Any flu-like symptoms today? Okay. Alrighty, let me input this into the system real quick. Alright, man. So, You don't have to get undressed waist down today. Lena, the PA, will be in to talk to you, to go over your test results with you, and to answer any questions you may have. And then, of course, we will see you at checkout, but I will let her know that you're here. Absolutely no problem at all. She'll be in shortly. Alrighty. Hello, it is nice to see you. Today we are going to be going over test results, right? Alright, let me pull up those results here so you can take a look as well. So the vaginal swab results came back, and the genital swab result showed positivity for herpes simplex. Now, in general, there are two types of herpes simplex viruses, two of the major types, and that is type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is typically associated with the cold sore virus, and so you'll find, I believe they say by the time we're 50 in America, 80% of people will have HSV1 type antibodies, meaning HSV1 in their system, whereas there is also type 2, herpes simplex type 2, and that is commonly associated with genital herpes. Now, when we did your swab, you actually came back positive on that swab for herpes simplex type 1 genital herpes, which would indicate that maybe potentially your partner may have had an active cold sore at the time. I don't know if there was any oral involved at all. There was. And so what a lot of people don't realize is sometimes the cold sore virus, or HSV type 1, can actually convert to genital herpes. So you can have HSV1 genital herpes. So you came back negative for type 2, but you did come back positive for type 1. So what I did for you is I printed off the CDC genital herpes basic fact sheet for you. I figured me and you can go over it just a little bit here, just to make sure that you understand the prevalence, how it happens, and what we can do moving forward as far as safe sex practices. Now, again, one thing I would really like to stress is herpes is incredibly common. It's just that a lot of times there are people who carry the herpes virus, whether it be type 1 or type 2, and they never know that they're carrying it because they never have an outbreak. There are individuals that can go their whole lives and never have a herpes outbreak. Although you may have had one a few days ago, this may be the only one you get for the remainder of your life. We just would never know. So that's the first thing that I really would like to clarify. Now, whether, with HSV type 1, this one is so common with majority of people having it because you can actually pass it through like saliva. So it's not necessarily sexual in nature. So a mom could give their child HSV, friends could give each other HSV, whereas type 2 is commonly associated with genital contact. Does that make sense? You're not sure if he even had a cold sore? Well, that's the thing, is even if someone doesn't have an active outbreak, they do have a smaller, although the risk is smaller, they are able to pass it to another partner. Exactly, yep. And so a lot of times when it comes to genital outbreaks, just for the future, when you start experiencing those painful blisters, the burning when you pee, if you see anything down there that looks like an outbreak, you definitely want to let me know so we can send you therapy as you need it. Now, typically what I recommend in these situations is, of course, having a conversation with your partner regarding your test results. Some individuals like to also have their partner go and get tested for type 1 and type 2. And then, of course, moving forward, you would want to use protection to, of course, prevent your partner from also getting the HSV1 or 2. Now, in your situation, if your partner has known HSV1, then you would, of course, just want to prevent, no barriers or no condoms as far as sexual activity in the event that you may transmit the genital herpes to your partner as well. And so that is definitely something that I could even talk to your partner about if it's maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but it's definitely something that you should never feel ashamed of, feel guilty of, because these things are very, very common. And it's just something that we will manage as it comes. Now, an option for you is to take what they call suppressive Valtrex therapy or antiviral therapy, where you take a tablet every day to prevent risk of exposing it to your partner, as well as it being an option for patients who get more than 3 outbreaks in a given year. So I have some patients that just take treatment as they need it, meaning whenever they get an outbreak, and I have others on the daily suppressive. So just something to think about, okay? Yes, yeah, I definitely encourage questions. You're asking very good ones. That's very good. So at the end of the day, so you're going to notice your test results here, and you may see that it's a certain number. And at the end of the day, whether it's herpes type 1 or herpes type 2, there is not necessarily a cure for it. We manage the symptoms that may happen during an outbreak, but whether you get tested tomorrow or in 10 years, the antibody positivity will still show positive, even if you aren't having an active outbreak. So that's just something to be super mindful of, okay? Yep, exactly. So what I am going to do for you is I'm going to give you this informational CDC chart, this sheet, just to kind of help you if you forget anything that we talked about today. The other thing is I'm also going to provide you with some support groups in case you need those resources as well. And then of course, open communication with your partner, letting them know the test result, and then we can also talk about counseling on how to approach partner as well with that. One thing I am going to give you today is the antiviral therapy, the Valtrex therapy, and then how many times you take it is going to be written on here. You'll notice the tablets are about this size, and then that will hopefully help relieve all symptoms you're having and clear the outbreak that you have. And then of course you contact me if you feel like you're having another outbreak or you have any questions or concerns. Absolutely, I am always here for you. So I'm going to make sure you have all of your resources printed out for you at checkout. And then if you have any questions or any concerns, or if you want to bring your partner in here to have that conversation as well, we absolutely can. No problem at all. No problem at all. It was nice seeing you, and you have my number if you need me.